Erich Fromm, a 20th century psychologist and philosopher, left a lasting impact on the fields of psychoanalysis and humanism. His works delve into human freedom, love, and our struggle to find meaning in an increasingly mechanized world. In this video, we'll explore some of Fromm's most thought-provoking quotes, reflecting on what they mean for us today. Let's dive into his profound ideas and see how they can inspire our lives. 1. The task we must set for ourselves is not to feel secure, but to be able to tolerate insecurity. Fromm believed that the pursuit of security often holds us back from fully living. He saw insecurity as a fundamental aspect of existence and suggested that instead of constantly seeking security, we should build resilience. When we embrace life's inherent uncertainties, we free ourselves to explore, grow, and change. Security is a double-edged sword, Fromm argued. In a world that's unpredictable, an obsession with security can lead to fear, stagnation, and even conformity. Fromm's words encourage us to seek personal growth over comfort, to find strength within ourselves rather than in external assurances. If we accept insecurity, we become stronger, more adaptable, and more open to new experiences. This is the essence of living freely. 2. Love is the only sane and satisfactory answer to the problem of human existence. For Fromm, love was central to human existence. He believed that true love is not possessive or selfish, but a creative force that leads to growth. Love, in Fromm's view, isn't simply a feeling, but an act of giving, caring, and respecting another person. Fromm's understanding of love extended to self-love, without which, he argued, we cannot truly love others. This type of love involves self-respect and acceptance, which allows us to connect genuinely with others. In a world that often reduces love to romance or attraction, Fromm's perspective is revolutionary. Love becomes a conscious choice and a practice that deepens our connection to others. 3. Modern man lives under the illusion that he knows what he wants, while he actually wants what he is supposed to want. This quote touches on Fromm's critique of consumer culture and conformity. He believed that people often adopt desires imposed by society, wealth, status, power, without questioning their true needs and values. Fromm warns that following societal expectations can lead us away from our authentic selves, resulting in dissatisfaction and emptiness. Fromm encouraged self-awareness and introspection to break free from these external pressures. By questioning our desires and goals, we can make choices aligned with our true nature, rather than conforming to external definitions of success. Are our goals truly ours? Or have we adopted them from societal standards? Fromm's insight reminds us to cultivate authenticity by pursuing what genuinely fulfills us. 4. To die is poignantly bitter, but the idea of having to die without having lived is unbearable. Fromm believed that the fear of death could paralyze us, but the fear of never truly living is even more profound. He suggested that instead of living cautiously, we should live courageously, embracing life's opportunities to experience fulfillment. Living fully, according to Fromm, means developing our potential and contributing meaningfully to the world. This idea challenges us to live with purpose and passion, so that when the end comes, we have no regrets about the life we've led. We often avoid risks to feel safe, but this mindset may prevent us from truly living. Fromm's words inspire us to seize life's opportunities with courage. 5. The quest for certainty blocks the search for meaning. Uncertainty is the very condition to impel man to unfold his powers. Fromm saw uncertainty as essential to human growth. The desire for absolute certainty can create mental rigidity, inhibiting us from exploring new perspectives or developing our abilities. He believed that by embracing uncertainty, we open ourselves to curiosity and creativity. Embracing uncertainty isn't easy, but it encourages personal growth. Fromm's perspective can inspire us to shift from a fixed mindset to one that's more open and adaptive. 6. Man's main task in life is to give birth to himself, to become what he potentially is. Fromm held that personal development is a lifelong journey, one that requires active effort and intentionality. He believed we each have a unique potential, but realizing it involves self-discovery, courage, and resilience. By giving birth to oneself, he means cultivating inner strength and self-knowledge to become the best version of oneself. Fromm's words suggest that we cannot rely on external forces to define us. Instead, we must take ownership of our identity and purpose. Are we passive spectators in our lives, or are we actively shaping our destiny? Fromm's call to action encourages us to step into our potential and create meaning in our lives. 7. If I am what I have, and if what I have is lost, who then am I? Fromm was deeply critical of materialism and the attachment to possessions. He believed that when people define themselves by what they own, they lose their sense of self when those possessions are gone. True identity, he argued, cannot be based on material wealth, but on inner qualities and values. This quote invites us to reflect on our relationship with material possessions. Are we using them to build our sense of self, or are we cultivating a self that is independent of what we own? Our true value comes not from what we possess, but from who we are as individuals. Fromm's message is a reminder to prioritize personal growth and integrity over material wealth. 8. Not he who has much is rich, but he who gives much. Fromm saw giving as a sign of inner wealth. Generosity, whether of time, kindness, or love, enriches both the giver and the receiver. He argued that happiness and fulfillment come not from accumulation, but from meaningful acts of giving and sharing. This perspective challenges the belief that richness is defined by how much one owns. Instead, it suggests that a fulfilling life is built on relationships and selflessness. True wealth lies in our ability to give and connect with others. Fromm's words remind us that a generous heart brings more satisfaction than material abundance. 9. Creativity requires the courage to let go of certainties. For Fromm, creativity is a fundamental human trait, one that demands risk and an open mind. He believed that clinging to certainty limits our potential to innovate and create. Creativity, he said, thrives when we allow ourselves to explore the unknown. Creativity requires a leap into the unfamiliar, challenging our assumptions and expanding our horizons. Fromm's words inspire us to let go of certainties and embrace creativity as a way of life. 10. In love, the paradox occurs that two beings become one and yet remain two. This quote speaks to Fromm's nuanced view of love as a unifying force that respects individuality. He believed that love should not absorb or control the other, but rather celebrate each person's uniqueness. A healthy relationship, Fromm argued, is one where partners are united yet retain their independence. Fromm's view encourages a balanced, mature love that supports individual growth while fostering unity. His words remind us that real love enhances, rather than diminishes, our sense of self. Reflection. In relationships, we find strength in connection, but also in independence. Fromm's perspective challenges us to cultivate a love that respects individuality. Erich Fromm's insights remain as relevant today as when he first shared them. His thoughts on love, creativity, identity, and freedom encourage us to live with greater depth and meaning. In a fast-paced world, Fromm's wisdom calls us back to what truly matters: self-knowledge, compassion, and a life that's aligned with our values. Thank you for joining us in exploring these profound quotes. If these ideas resonate with you, consider how you can apply them in your own journey.